Hi, this is Vicki from Grandbaby's Junk Journal. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to share one of my recent antique journals that I have just finished, and it's just gorgeous. It is a 1909 book, and it's in this red color with some beautiful kind of silver image here on the front cover. I have kept the complete cover intact, and I've covered it, the spine, with some vintage lace and sewn in 3 signatures with the pamphlet stitch. And then I have it closed with this vintage lace and some velvet ribbon. So everything in this book is vintage or antique. There are a few pieces of or pages of late 1800s magazines. Otherwise, it goes up to about 1950. And so I'm just going to do a quick little flip through, and it's trimmed with lots of lace. I have the front and back, the whole inside cover is covered with this beautiful, it would have been like a table covering with some lace that is trimmed, and hand embroidery and cross stitch here, and some vintage lace with pearls going across here. And it's kind of the theme of vintage women, going with the front cover here. So I've taken a lot of, not a lot, but I have several different pages from the book, and either made tags or put them on one of the, put them on the pages to just help embellish it and keep some of the original book. The first signature are the pages from the book itself. And so here is similar to what the front cover is. And we see that it's 1909. And then this is a handmade doily that I have glued on this page, and it came from an estate sale. And this was part of the very first page of the book, but I just wanted to make sure that I included that as it is handwritten from the owner of this book. And then this is the starting of the second signature. So there are lots of pages from different magazines, different books, stationery, just all kinds of very interesting things. And it is all vintage and antique. So I've made quite a few different kind of pockets, and this is just a postcard, 1939. Sewing pages, embroidery pages, craft book pages, lots of blank writing, some of the book itself, some children's, vintage children's book pages and magazines, lots of really great images in the magazine pages. This one is actually the late 1800s. It's a very thick paper, so I just thought I would add that. And this came from a wedding book. I've salvaged several pages from this wedding book that has some great blank pages for journaling. And I love these images here. This was from, was it 1932, I think? Sears and Roebuck catalog. Just a lot of fun advertisements, really fun images. And I found this came from an estate sale, an anniversary card. So I thought maybe these people just got married, and so Anyways, I had this anniversary card, and then this is, I think, the late 1800s magazine. So I just took that page out and put it in this pocket. And then it tells who it's from, and then here's a little card here. It is blank, so there's lots of journaling space. And here's a wedding card. Congratulations on your wedding. And open this up, and you have lots of space there. Some advertisement, a business card here, and a postcard. The other side of that 1800s children's storybook page. And I took a vintage card here and made a pocket from it. And then this was just some cutoffs from the book pages. And I put a bird image from the American Bird book. And so a little booklet here for journaling. Craft book, another craft book with colored. This is, I made a pocket here, and this is a stationery, beautiful, beautiful stationery here. And it's vellum paper, I believe. It's very old, so I'll put that back. I think I'll put it back this way to keep it closed. And then this came out of a vintage magazine. This is War and Navy Department, 1945, and then it has the document inside it. And I just kind of stuck that right in that little pocket there. I made this came from the original. No, this is just a piece of ephemera, To a Good Pal from Dutch. So I just made that into a side pocket and stuck a photograph that looks like a general store. And I didn't have a date, but I think it's in the 30s or 40s. And then, let's see, some more stationery. This came from a doily book. And a children's math book, the early 1900s there. This one was from a catalog. This one was from a catalog as well. Love the advertisements there. And then I just clipped this photo into this side pocket. So this is a wintry scene. On the cover of this is wintry scene. So I did find some wintry scenes that I've included. And this is just a vintage photo. I think it's in the 1940s, maybe 42. Here's another beautiful wintry scene, a farmhouse in the woods. And some more stationery and early 1900s or late 1800s, I think it is actually, late 1800s magazine page. And a beautiful page from a children's poetry book. Lots of trim. This came from a children's science book. I made that into a pocket and made a journaling tag or photo tag here. This is an original image from this book itself. And then here's another wartime photograph that is a postcard. I made a side pocket to stick that in. Just love these shoes for school or dress. $2.95 for those fancy shoes. Just love it. And then that children's math book and the doily page. This is a vintage catalog page. And that's a flap that you could do some journaling there. And then in the pocket is another image from the book. And this came from the American Bird book. And then if you open this up, you have tons of journaling or photo space. So, and I think these cards are from 1930s. I got a pack of them. I think they were probably from a party or something, but I got it at an estate sale. This is another image from the original book here, and I've just glued it onto one of the pages and made a little cluster here. And made a pocket with a business card, 1968. This is a cluster that I created. This is probably the only vintage thing that, or the only thing in here that is not vintage. I actually purchased that little girl, but I thought it would be cute in this book. So this little girl is not vintage, but everything else in the book is. I love these to embellish books, so I just thought I would add that in there. And then here's a little cluster that I made and a little postcard in the pocket. And then this is the back. Got a little bit of embroidery, some pearls and lace, and then that's the back. So thank you for coming along. I am not going to be putting this on my website right now. I do have a vintage show that I'm going to be attending soon, and then if it does not sell at the vintage show, then I will be putting it on my website at that time. So thank you for coming along, and I will be sharing one more video of another vintage book that I have, or actually antique book that I've just finished. So thanks, and have a wonderful day, and if you would please hit the like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Bye-bye.